Hi guys, I'm Jada.
And I'm Kevon.
And welcome back to Beyond The Syllabus. Today we'll be talking about
Learning from failure.
Hi guys, and we're back now to look at failure. Because in school, we are usually taught to pass tests, to complete assignments and get good grades, but very few teach us what we're supposed to do if we don't pass.
Exactly. And the thing about this is, when you fail something, you feel really bad. It affects you mentally, and you don't really know how to move on from it. And if in schools we were taught how to deal with failure instead of just pass this, pass that, I really feel like we will be better as an adults as we go into our career fields, and we'll just be better emotionally and mentally prepared for everything that life is eventually going to throw at us.
Okay, but if we're being honest, come on, failure is a part of life. You have to fail, you have to learn and grow. So something didn't work out as planned this time around, you make sure you learn from that mistake and you make sure that the next time around you do better. So it's not always, people always make it seem like, oh, you don't pass this, whatever, the world will end. When we used to go to primary school, I know my parents used to say, if I don't pass GS, that the world will end. I'm going to go on really bad high school and I'm not going to come out to nothing. But that was just like the pressures that they put you under. Nobody actually teaches us that it's okay to fail, because you see, once you fail, not saying, okay, maybe you don't want to get up and go fail for me GS, you know, I not say that, you know. And I'm glad I did not. But at some point in your life, especially when you're young and at that age, you have to fail. You have to do something wrong. Something has to go off script in order for you to learn from your mistakes and learn from the past, basically. So I did a test, I didn't pass the test. I have to make sure it's my duty to run through, see what I got wrong, see where I went wrong, what I don't know, and make it so that when I get the next one, I do not fail.
Yeah. Speaking of GSAT, I remember those pressures from back then too. It's been a long time, but I still remember those pressures. And when I finally passed, I got into high school, and then, a couple of years later, it's time to do CSEC, it's time to do CAPE. I still had those same pressures as well. And it was even harder in high school, because GSAT is one thing. It's about getting to a good high school. If you get into a bad high school, you can still do good. But when it comes to CSEC, you need these subjects in order to get any type of career, to get into a university for anything, a trade school potentially. So the pressure was even, I would say, 10 times worse in high school when it was time to do CSEC. But ultimately, failure is not the end of anything. It's just a setback, temporary setback. And the thing about it is, you can rise above your failures.
That's true.
You have to reflect on what you did and see, wait a minute, what did I do wrong here? What time did I waste potentially when doing this task or various subjects?
Right, but if school taught us, or if school taught students in general how to handle failure, oftentimes we wouldn't grow up thinking the world is going to end. As Maurice and I talked about in a previous episode, when we're at work and we have questions, or when we're at school and we have questions that we don't know, we are scared to ask, because initially I think it's being normalized that if you don't know something, they're making you feel dumb. People make you feel dumb. People look at you as if, okay, you should know this. And that's where failure, that is a big contribution to failure these days, because if we're not able to ask and to know more, then how we're going to know if we pass? You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand. And also, when it moving past school, like when you're in the real world, when you're at your job, you should have people, whether it's your managers or your boss, they should also, I think, encourage you to push on and move past your failures. If you're at your career, at your workspace, and your boss is not encouraging you that, okay, you failed, but you can try again. If they're mean, if they're looking down on you, telling you that you're dumb or stupid, that is not the correct job that you're currently at. You need to leave. You need to work for somebody that's going to tell you and motivate you to rise above your failures at all times.
I mean, that's not, in my opinion, I think that is an example of what, dictatorship, leadership?
Dictator, autocratic,
yeah. Like, sometimes it's okay not to know, and it's okay to want to know and to inquire and find out. That's why we ask questions. But if it is something that you should know, I don't think you should take it to the persons in authority. I think it's embarrassing. No, I think it's kind of embarrassing. No, be for real. Like, I know, like, it's important to ask questions, and it's okay, but it gets to a point, especially when you're in the work world, you have to know what you're saying, you have to know what you're asking, and who you're saying what to.
Now, for some tips, in order for you to overcome your failures, some of them, which have worked for me, by the way, is some simple things like you can do a to-do list, right? Here is a particular task or a school assignment that you need to be done. List out all the things that needed to be done and give it like you need to do one a day. List them out from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday to Friday and get them done.
You can even at the time, so this time I'm gonna do this time I'm gonna rest. So that way you have a better way of managing everything, basically.
Yes. And also you can also do a calendar as well. Basically, you can plan ahead for, just because it's not due within the recent days or weeks, does not mean you should be out of your mind. You can make a calendar and put those tasks that you know that you need to do in the coming months, in those months, and have them ready and waiting for you in order for you to do them. Do not forget about them. They're very important. You need to do them. Just because it's months away, do not forget about it. Make sure you put it down on your calendar and have it ready and have it prepared. This is very important.
Right. So, Kevin, what is one failure that you have experienced in life so far?
Oh boy, I remember as I'm a university student, and I remember when I failed the course, Intro to Television, and it was a really difficult course. And I remember thinking to myself, I have to do this again. What if I fail a second time, or if I fail a third time? How do I know that I would eventually pass this course? And I needed to pass this course in order to go on to do other courses. So what about those other courses? If this intro course is so difficult for me, when I'm doing these other courses that are more advanced, am I going to fail them too? I had to really think to myself, sit down and try to tell myself, this time around, these are the mistakes that you have previously made. Do not make them again going forward, especially in the more advanced courses after Intro to Television. And it worked for me. I ended up passing it the second time. What is something that you have failed in the past, and how did you eventually overcome it?
One challenge I faced was managing multiple assignments at the same time. So as a media student, I often have assignments that require research, creativity, and presentations, as such as preparing proposals, right?
Yes.
And I don't usually manage my time the wisest, if I'm being completely honest with you. So instead of letting that discourage me, though, I went on to work on how I can improve my time management skills, how best I can organize stuff. I started planning a schedule, as you mentioned before, more carefully, more, well thought out, and prioritizing the most important task. And the tasks, for example, the tasks that if it's due today, let's say it's due today at 8 p.m., I would have already done that from yesterday.
Yeah.
So I prioritized what's most important and what is coming up. Well, I was able to complete my assignments and meet all my deadlines so far after that, because I had this really one semester where I was just bad at everything. Like when I say everything, and it's not a case where me no know, it's just mindset and I wasn't like paying attention or anything. So when me realized, me I said, listen, no, me have to buckle up, this is crazy. I had to make a schedule, I had to manage my time better, I had to, as a media student, I had to step up.
Yes.
Well guys, that was an interesting conversation and it is sad to say that we have come to an end. I'm Jada Atkinson.
I'm Kevon Ramsey.
And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend.
To tell a friend, to tell a friend.
That Beyond the Syllabus is the place to be.